Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Sometimes, and sometimes is many times actually, I'm astonished of the leaders or some leaders' statements and behavior. And I do not know how to take that. I have usually three options. These people are stupid, are weasels, or both. I mean, they can't, it's almost impossible to be unaware of the reality. And I'm talking about the Ukraine scuffle between the United States and Russia. I don't think, for instance, the president, not the chancellor, the president of Germany could be so, I don't know, outside of reality, being so ignorant on the issue. I can't really believe. So the other option that tells me is that he knows what's going on, but his statements show, I don't know, criminality? I don't know exactly what, but I don't know in what category I could put this guy's statements. And I'm going to read them to you, and please think about it, and you tell me where and how this person could even ask such a thing. This article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. It is December 20th, 2022. German president urges China's Xi Jinping, the president of China, to convince Putin to end war in Ukraine. What do you need, or what do you lack in order to make such a statement? So this individual thinks that, for good reasons, Xi Jinping might, have access to Putin's ear, could convince Putin to say, you know what, Putin, you have to stop the war. When Xi Jinping knows, and I'm surprised this president doesn't know, that would mean Russia would become a servant. Not only servants to the Americans, but that would mean losing. Russia losing the war in Ukraine. There's not going to be taught in school for 3 years from now on. Forever in the Russian national conscience. That cannot be done. Secondly, Putin cannot end the war. It's the Americans who can end it. If Putin decides to end the war, it ends only with the Russians in shackles, and Russia from now on being a subsidiary of the American industries. That's what's gonna be. Like, that means you become a slave like all the other ones in the big club. They will rape your resources, they will destroy your military, destroy your society, infest it with perverted values that are pushed in other countries, in the West only somehow, not in Africa, not in Asia, just in the European or North American or Australia and New Zealand. Only these countries have this kind of values. Zimbabwe doesn't have this kind of values somehow, or I don't know, other countries that I can, Vietnam, India, I don't know, China, Pakistan, South America, if I get just pick whatever country I want. Only these countries. Why is that? Because you allow certain kind of groups to take over. Now let's see how maybe the German president Frank-Walter Steinmeier argues. Maybe he's got a point. Let's see. German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier called Chinese President Xi Jinping, asking him to influence Russian dictator Vladimir Putin to stop his war against Ukraine, CNN reported on December 20th. Steinmeier spoke of the common interest of China and Europe in an end to the war. Hey, Deutschland, Germany, you used to know, and I don't think you don't know because you're old, you know that. Countries have honor. Honor. They have honor. They have they have pride. They have cultures. they have values, they have traditions. Well, they don't have their religion. Their religion is foreign religion, but it's a different story. So Steinmeier, if you and Germany choose or was castrated in 1945, and since then Germany's anything goes, whatever those guys are telling us to do, other countries still have that, you know, that natural feeling of who they are. You lost that. You lost that. You lost the national pride. You don't know who you are. You'd go by the Oktoberfest, you still drink the beer, you got the whatever those are called, you eat them, very nice, beautiful, you still sing, but you know, you're not united by that. You don't know who you are. When it's about, hey, Deutschland is keeping quiet. You ask everybody to look like that, you're the, how should I put it, you're the abnormal child in all this family. Not Russia. You are. Common interest. Interest could be negative. Let's, I'm just saying, two criminals plan a crime. That's a common interest. To plan the crime. Or two rapists. Let's gang bang someone. That's interest. Common interest. Negative. You see, it's more than that. It's more than just being together matters more than a national conscience, a soul of a country. He also thanked Xi Jinping for, and I'm quoting, for the clear rejection of Russian nuclear threats. Is this guy living on a different planet? Is he too old to comprehend what the fuck is going on? Russian threats, nuclear threats. I know only two persons. One is the president of Ukraine, the other one is Kadyrov, who's not a president, who urged the use of nuclear weapons. And that is Zelensky, who said that West, NATO, should preemptively bomb Russia with nuclear weapons in an interview. And then Kadyrov said the same thing, that Russia should use some nuclear weapons in Ukraine. So Kadyrov, the same mentality and the same speech as Zelensky. And Zelensky currently is the United States of America held as being Jesus Christ, the Savior, Churchill, historic visit. Do you understand? Joe Biden said in front of the public that he is honored to stay next to Zelensky. And Joe Biden thought that Putin is a criminal. So during the hour-long conversation, the German president confirmed Berlin's determination to continue supporting Ukraine. No, you don't have that determination. You're lying. You are pushed by the United States to do what you're doing. If it were you alone, if the United States would not exist as a country, you would have everything that you had before and you would not speak like this. Anyway, like the Canadians, the government. Canada would not try to show its muscles that doesn't have actually in East China Sea with, you know, if United States would not exist, they would be nice. Nice doesn't mean stupid, nice doesn't mean weak, okay? But would be nice. Would treat people with more respect and as equal. Anyway, he said that Europe won't back down in the face of Russian threats. I don't know, man. Steinmeier added that Russian aggression has only strengthened Ukraine's defenses and Europe's cohesion. Oh, wow. And that Putin has fundamentally miscalculated by launching the invasion. On December 17, CIA Director William Burns said that Xi Jinping was concerned about the failure of the Russian invasion of Ukraine because it was affecting Chinese plans to a potential seizure of Taiwan. Earlier, US media reports said that in recent months Xi Jinping tried to distance himself from Russia amid its military failures in Ukraine, but privately is doubling down on his long-term bet on Russia. Do you know why? First, Taiwan is a creation of United States conflict, because everywhere where you have conflict on this planet is one common denominator, United States of America. And it's not over there because it fights the forces of evil alone. It's not that. Look around. In the Middle East, Iran. Who's the common denominator? Who's the person over there? United States. Kosovo. Who's the one? United States. Ukraine. Who's the one? United States. Taiwan. Who's the one? United States. North Korea. Who's the one? United States. This is just a few. The biggest, the hottest spots, worst spots or potential problems is the forces of good always, which is the United States where we are to believe, fighting all this evil. Those are all evil. What are the odds that you are the only good one and everybody else or all those are bad dudes? Don't you think it's a little bit of narcissism here? Thinking that you are the good and you're fighting all of them are bad? I mean, you have at least five actors that are all bad, and in all those circumstances you are the only good, and you drag all the other ones into this. So Steinmeier and CIA idiot, they know exactly what to say. Do you think that China got together, friends, allied, whatever, not friends, friends in foreign policy is just interest, but anyway, do you think that they align their interests with Russia because they're evil, or because they're afraid of the United States to tell them what to do and provide them with more democracy? I mean, the problem is in the last 30 years, the United States showed a face with impunity. And countries did not forget that, and they got scared. And Russia is the first one who challenged that thing. They wanted to change Russia into whatever they changed Iraq, and they tried Syria and Afghanistan and Libya. Look at Yugoslavia. And Russia is the first one to challenge that. And everybody else is waiting. And Russia did not collapse. That's the whole idea. It's not that Russia won over there. The problem is Russia did not collapse against the United States and all those guys against it. And they know. They know. And this weasel who is like a druggie, a guy with a high on drugs, he tells him, "Come on, man, come to party. The drug dealer is right here, man. What's wrong with you? Let's be all friends." Just to make sure, European Union is not a happy place. They barely keep it together. They barely keep it together. Remember that one. And they use money and threats and blackmail. The same things. If you don't do what we say, we're going to withhold money from you. If you don't do what we say, we're going to do this to you. We're going to do sanctions on you. We're going to put you over there. You're going to have a bad life. This is the European Union. It's not happiness. Do you see that over there in the European Union is like it's like a plantation. If you don't do so, you're going to get food if you go and work and cut the sugar cane. You're not going to receive food if you don't. Food being money here. If you don't do what I'm telling you to do, you're not going to receive the food tonight. You're going to go hungry to bed. And your children too. And that's the European Union. They can't get out. Great Britain got out because it's in the hands with the United States, and it was necessary. Let's see who's the next one who's going to get out. There's going to be a break of the European Union. But if United States will allow that, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But Steinmeier, really? He's the president of Germany. Can you imagine that? Put that, if you want, I don't think you want, but anyway, put it by other German leaders and see how does he, weighs. Brain, bravery, quality, determination, self-respect. Measure that with others. And you tell me. Because as of now, this guy is like faceless, soulless, without any self-respect. That means that this person could sell his mother, who's long dead because he's like 3,000 years old already, sell his mother for the common interest and unity. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.